Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to react to what happened to the other half of the Colosseum. Now, if you see modern day Colosseum pics, you know that there's like a little missing piece. It almost seems like. So yeah, that's what we're going to figure out today, hopefully. Also, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We do videos like this all the time. We're here to learn. Let's jump into it.
The Colosseum, one of the most iconic symbols of ancient Rome, has stood the test of time, but
that's what I'm talking about. Looks like it's AI generated right here. Might not be, but this is what I'm talking about.
Not without scars. If you've ever visited or seen photos, you might wonder, why is half of this massive structure missing? The answer lies in centuries of natural disasters, human activity, and a constantly evolving city. Despite its fragmented appearance, the Colosseum continues to tell a fascinating story of resilience, transformation, and legacy. Let's explore the history of this architectural marvel, from its grand beginnings to the reasons behind its missing half, and how it became an enduring symbol of Rome.
It's more like an ellipse or an oval. I thought it used to be like a circle, but it's definitely more of an ellipse.
To understand the Colosseum's journey, let us first travel back to its origins. Construction began in 70 CE under Emperor Vespasian, the founder of the Flavian dynasty. It was meant to be a gift to the Roman people, built on the site of Emperor Nero's vast private lake.
I didn't know that. That's cool though, I guess.
This gesture symbolized the return of public land to the citizens of Rome and marked a new era of leadership. Completed in 80 CE by Vespasian's son, Emperor Titus, the Colosseum, or the Flavian amphitheater as it was originally known, was the largest arena in the Roman world, capable of seating an estimated 50,000 spectators.
All these different AI versions of how it looks like, some of them a little bit more far off than others. Especially, we go back a little bit.
World, capable of seating,
especially as you see some skyscrapers in the background right here.
An estimated 50,000 spectators.
That's pretty big.
The Colosseum quickly became the heart of Roman entertainment. Its events ranged from gladiatorial combats and wild animal hunts to naval battle reenactments.
And that's probably the coolest part of it, is the naval reenactments. Like, how do you even pull that off? A full scale, like the water system, just the filtration system. Just interesting.
Reenactments staged on its flooded arena floor. These spectacles were designed to showcase Rome's power and wealth while providing free entertainment to its citizens. Its intricate architecture, including tiered seating, underground tunnels, and a retractable awning system, was revolutionary for its time. The Colosseum was more than a structure. It was a symbol of Rome's might and ingenuity. However, even during its glory days, the Colosseum faced its share of challenges. The first signs of trouble appeared in 217 CE, when a fire, likely caused by lightning, damaged much of the wooden interior and upper seating.
We see that so many times, like, let me back up a little bit to this. You see that so many times with like different big, constructs in Europe or wherever. The wood is the most vulnerable to the elements, obviously, right? Obviously. And that makes a lot of people start to build things more out of stone than anything.
Fire, likely caused by lightning, damaged much of the wooden interior and upper seating. Although repairs were made, it took over a century to restore the Colosseum to functionality. This marked the beginning of a long history of decline and survival for the grand amphitheater. As the centuries progressed, the Roman Empire began to weaken. By the 5th century, the empire was in decline, and Rome faced a series...
By the 5th century, it was basically, the Western Empire, the Western Roman Empire was basically gone, or beginning to be over. The writing was on the wall with the invasions. The Eastern Empire obviously survived for another 1,000 years, but,
series of invasions and economic hardships. The Colosseum, once a symbol of unity and power, saw a shift in its purpose. Parts of the structure were repurposed for various uses.
Like what?
It became a shelter for local residents, a workshop, and even a fortress. Unlike these adaptations, the Colosseum still stood tall, bearing the weight of time and history. Then came one of the most defining moments in its story. In 443 CE,
Okay, so we're basically at the end of the Western Roman Empire at 443.
an earthquake struck southern
Yeah, I was about to say it had to be an earthquake. I should have guessed at the beginning. I'm back up a little bit.
story. In 443 CE, an earthquake struck southern Italy, causing some structural damage to the Colosseum. However, the real devastation occurred centuries later. In 1349, a massive earthquake shook Rome, collapsing the entire southern side of the amphitheater. This left the Colosseum in the half-ruined state that we see today.
Okay, 1349. Okay, like right before the Renaissance era, right? Like 120, 150 years before that. That's when this. I mean, earthquakes are just devastating, obviously, but dang, interesting that it only like thank God that it only got half of it. Could have got the whole thing. It could have brought the whole thing down. And what's protecting the other half now? Are there some sort of like maintenance or like preventive maintenance?
For the people of medieval Rome, the earthquake turned a grand monument into a quarry. The fallen stones became a valuable resource, used to build other structures across the city.
Like what?
You might wonder, how could such a significant landmark be reduced to a source of building materials?
No, I don't wonder that at all, actually. Earthquake makes a lot of sense.
Well, during the Middle Ages, Rome faced economic struggles, and preserving ancient monuments was not a priority.
Yeah. And is this Rome? I guess it could be Rome. Rome and Greece, so similar. Athens and Rome, just so similar. Rome has a little bit more to it, so I guess this would make sense as Rome.
The Colosseum's limestone and marble were repurposed for the construction of landmarks such as St. Peter's Basilica and Palazzo Venezia. Its metal clamps and fittings were removed and melted down. In this way, the Colosseum was dismantled piece by piece, its materials scattered across the city. While this might seem like a tragic loss, it was a practical solution for a city in need. The Colosseum's story doesn't end with its collapse and quarrying. During the Renaissance, there was a renewed interest in Rome's ancient heritage. Artists and architects began to study the ruins, drawing inspiration from their design and proportions. By the 17th century, the Colosseum took on a new role as a religious site. Pope Benedict XIV declared it sacred ground, associating it with the early Christian martyrs who were believed to have been executed there. This declaration helped protect the Colosseum from further quarrying and marked the beginning of preservation efforts.
That's good. You don't see a lot of that. That's good.
In the centuries that followed, archaeologists and historians worked to understand and stabilize the Colosseum. During the 19th century, major restoration projects began, aimed at securing its remaining structure and preventing further collapse. Today, modern technology such as 3D scanning and digital modeling helps experts monitor its condition and guide restoration efforts. These advancements have ensured that the Colosseum remains a symbol of resilience and historical importance. But what about the missing half? While the Colosseum might seem incomplete, its missing parts are still very much a part of Rome. The stones that once formed its walls can be found in some of the city's most iconic landmarks. In a way, the Colosseum lives on, not just as a ruin, but as an integral part of Rome's architectural heritage. Its materials have become threads in the fabric of the city, connecting its ancient past to its modern present. The Colosseum's journey from glory to partial ruin is not unique. Other ancient landmarks, such as the Parthenon in Athens and the Great Pyramids of Giza, have faced similar challenges.
Yeah.
The Parthenon, for example, was damaged during wars and later stripped of its sculptures, while the pyramids lost much of their limestone casing to construction projects in Cairo. These stories remind us that history is not static, it evolves with the needs and priorities of each era. Today, the Colosseum stands as a testament to Rome's enduring spirit. Named one of the new 7 wonders of the world in 2007, it continues to inspire awe and admiration. Walking through its arches, visitors can imagine.
I definitely want to go there though. Like it's to be able to like close your eyes and imagine you're in ancient Rome. You are walking in Vespasian's Colosseum, and you are actually there. And 2,000 years prior, or close to 2,000 years, you are literally standing in one of the most historically significant places that's ever been built, just based off of all the things that occurred here, the naval battle reenactments, the gladiator, just the I don't even know what to say, but it's just the culture of Rome lives in this structure.
Imagine the roar of the crowds, the bravery of gladiators, and the engineering brilliance that made it possible. The Colosseum is more than a relic.
Okay, I think I'm good with this video. I basically, first off, I'm gonna make a little comment real quick. This video is so obviously AI generated on the voice, the ChatGPT script, and the some of the B-roll. However, I'm not mad about it. I just want to call that out, just in case people, just to educate you guys, in case y'all didn't know that. But does that even bother you? I don't know. Does that bother you? It doesn't bother me too much. It just, I think we're gonna react to more human voices and human videos in the future. Just I think there's a lot of people out there that do such good work, and when I do these reaction videos, I by all means am just trying to learn and trying to just harness knowledge into this channel. And this channel is supposed to be more or less a beacon of knowledge from so many different channels and so many different walks of life. That is what the We Project's about. It's a learning continuum of humanity. So, if you guys made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Let me know below if you have a recommendation of a video. It'd be great. And yeah, I would say the biggest takeaway from this video is, 1349 is when the Colosseum collapsed from the earthquake. Also, in 450-ish, they also had an earthquake. And it's interesting to know that parts of the collapsed stone was used in the Basilica and some other places as well. So, thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye.